Good morning, I hope you're having an amazing day. It's Mark Wiens. I'm in Los Angeles, California, and LA is one of the ultimate Mexican food cities. And so today we're gonna go on a Mexican food tour, but we're gonna focus on some stalls, some street food stalls and some restaurants that have a very unique, very historical story to them. And so my friend Jeffrey Merahue, who is, he's the extreme foodie, he's about to pick me up and we're gonna take you on a historical Mexican food tour of Greater LA.
Hey,
Mark.
Awesome, nice to meet you.
Dynamite sticks.
Buenos días, Jeffrey de Santa Mónica. Muy bien, ¿cómo están? Ok. Nos guardan unos taquitos. Los taquitos de dinamita, los rojos. Ok, nos vemos en media hora. We have secured
So they're dynamite taquitos.
the sacred and holy dynamite sticks.
It's going to be about a 30-minute drive. The first place we're going to is called Taquitos Gilberto.
Technically, Gilberto's Taquiza.
Gilberto's
And the
Taquiza.
Taquiza is like a taco party.
Okay. That's what we're going to have. Oh, I can smell it as soon as you step out of the car. This is really in the neighborhood.
Señor, muy famoso.
Buenos días.
Buenos días, ¿cómo está?
Muy famoso.
Está bien.
Vamos a hacer un video. ¿Está bien?
Oh, ¿está bien?
Gracias.
There they are. Wow. Sacred and holy.
Smells ridiculous. The barbacoa and these ones. This is also barbacoa inside?
Yeah. And this is a scorched. ¿Panza tiene?
Sí. Bueno, está de arriba. Por lo menos gusta.
Oh, and here's the soup.
Borrego. Lamb.
Lamb.
Buenos días.
Later.
So that's barbacoa, but in hot oil. Okay, so what he does is he actually takes a tortilla and then he dips it into the hot oil and then puts it on the hot plate and then puts the meat onto the tortilla and wraps it around. The chili oil, the meat oil is just sizzling.
Start with the red sauce.
The juice. We got an entire container full of the barbacoa and the panza, which is the stomach, and then we got the dynamite taquitos sizzling on the hot plate just moments ago, and so they are hot and fresh, and there's some tostada shells as well. The red oil is just burning your fingers, but you don't even mind.
Nothing like it.
Scorched chili lamb.
Oh, it's so good and so hot. My fingers are burning.
I know, mine too.
Not only is you can taste the lamb flavor, but you get the crunchy shell. But it's crunchy, but also like saturated with that flavorful oil. That meat just melts in your mouth, but then you've got the crunch of the shell, and it just kind of juices with the oiliness of that meat. You can't put it down once you start eating it.
Just the smell alone is...
Until it's gone. Yeah. Oh, wow, I just got a solid chunk of lamb fat within it, and it's just insane. And you can see the meat starting to hang out the bottom. I got some taquito backslide, but that's going to be one of the best bites at the bottom there. That is stunning beyond belief. This is how you want your fingers to look after that. You gotta go in there.
Oh, so I did the Jeffrey creation. We got the lamb, the stomach, salsas, lime, a little bit of onion. Oh.
The bouillon.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna try the Jeffrey special next.
Everyone has them with tortillas, but again, another pro tip is they have a few of these.
Some of them also have been drenched in some of
Yes.
that taquito oil.
I personally don't like this alone, but as it's like a garnish. It's pretty amazing.
The vegetables.
And onion. Another pro tip: this bouillon is really good. You can eat the cup on your own, but also just a little splash there to wetten it up. Go with the, you know what? We're gonna do a double. You're going in strong here.
Okay, cool. Gracias. Basically, the Jeffrey special means just take everything you see on the table and put it onto a fried tostada shell. But the like one of the key like differences that most people would not do is probably add some of that soup onto it, so which Jeffrey expertly does.
Toasting the tostada.
Tostada.
Sorry, I'd like to say something, but I need another bite.
Yeah.
You gotta try it also.
You can't believe how good it is.
Yep. That soup is thick because there's so much flavor and so much, like, I mean, there's so much meat, juices, and oil in there. You can feel it. It's just like liquid meat. That's a beverage of choice.
That's not Coca-Cola.
Salsa, I'll go in for some of the salsa roja, the red salsa. Hit that with a squeeze of lime. Wow. Yeah. It's just insanely good. Muchas gracias. Gracias.
We'll have moments of joy that good today, but not as comprehensive a package. Now let's go to San Bernardino, which is where McDonald's was born, and obviously we're gonna have some more Mexican food at the famous Mitla Cafe, where they invented the crunchy, hard American taco with yellow cheese.
There it is. So, welcome to Riverside, and it's pretty far out. That's about a little over an hour drive from LA, where we started this morning. And there are two main restaurants that we have to eat here. But we're first gonna eat Birrieria Guadalajara, which is right here. But then after we eat this birria, which is one of the greatest of all Mexican dishes, we're gonna go across the street to a cafe which has probably one of the most historical and significant Mexican-American food stories of all. We're back here in the kitchen, the bubbling cauldrons, these giant vats. It's chivo, which is goat meat. He was explaining to us that they cook all night long. They're in different stages, so some of them have more meat, some of them have more of the broth, but you can see that oily, like, frothiness on top of these vats. Along with the birria, they're making their own fresh tortillas here, so the masa is here and they're just flattening out the tortillas straight onto the hot plate. Oh wow, I'm hungry again.
Oh my god, that's so good.
Holy smokes.
Insane. Thank you.
Oh, those are the quesadillas.
Oh my god.
In the middle. This plate's hot, so be careful, okay?
Look at the color of that.
Look at the cheese.
See all the adobe chilies and
Yeah, look at that.
all that goodness. Then stick the meat in.
Oh wow, that is another liquid meat right there. You can just taste fully the goat. Oh. Jeffrey requested the fatty rib. It's like a casing of fat on the top, and that just, I mean, you don't need any utensils. You can just pull it apart with your fingers. It's so ultra soft.
That's good.
crazy good. The creaminess of the fat. Yeah, the meat explosion.
How long can it go?
Build your own bowl of soup, adding the broth, adding the meat, cilantro and onions, and then squeezing some lime on it. And some cilantro. Look at the way that meat just strings apart. Get some of the meat with the soup and onions.
Have you ever had anything better? You've never. I like a place that I rented in my apartment.
The meat is so tender when it just soaks up all of that broth. That's what makes the difference. Just oozing with melted cheese. I'm gonna use the quesadilla to scoop up some of that birria.
Corn flavor.
Yeah, we're just talking about the tortillas here because they make them fresh. They that makes a huge difference with the.
Look at all the leopard spots.
I mean, these are the type of tortillas you could just eat straight with nothing on them. And
butter,
they'd be amazing.
butter.
And they'd be amazing. With cheese and goat, they're even better. Okay, there's a. Oh, okay.
You've been warned.
We've been warned about
The restaurant has warned
It's
you.
very spicy. All right. Oh, look at that. We almost forgot about the salsa.
They're asking him to sign a waiver.
This bottle of salsa was hiding behind the table sign, but luckily we discovered it. Oh, wow. Oh, you gotta try it. Yeah. I don't think it has any lime juice or anything else in it. It's just pure liquefied chili.
We're doing Taco Bell too.
Muchas gracias. Muchas gracias. So we came across the street to Mitla Cafe, and this is the restaurant with probably the most significant Mexican-American food history of all. Jeffrey?
So it was here where Glenn Bell worked across the street at a restaurant that had no customers, and he looked over here and wondered, why is everyone standing in line? And he came over and tried their crispy American-style taco with yellow cheese, and he was blown away. So Glenn Bell got a job here at Mitla's Cafe, and this is the time that McDonald's was taking off, and he said, well, if they can do that with those burgers, I can do that with these tacos. And Glenn Bell, from here, launched Taco Bell. And the rest is history.
It's kind of like American, Mexican. You've got the bucket seat booths, like Southwest. You've got the cactus lamps.
You'd almost call it a Mexican diner.
Yeah, exactly.
The legendary.
Those are the legendaries.
It all started right there. The characteristics are, it's a crunchy taco, ground beef. It's got to be ground beef, not shredded. Shredded yellow cheese, can't be any other color. It's got to be shredded iceberg lettuce. It's got the tomatoes, and then absolutely key is American style salsa, which is never spicy. And that is an American taco. Go in, get it. It'll fall over.
And you got to kind of restuff it with some of that shredded iceberg.
Ooh, it's nice and warm.
Cheers.
Cheers.
The ground beef is actually almost like meatball style within the taco. It's like it's definitely ground, but then it kind of comes together in a almost like kebab. And then what we really notice is the yellow cheese for sure. The yellow cheese just like is dominant. What I like is that the crunchy shell, it's very thin.
3 meats, 3 sauces. This is a great American taco, and it's a part of American-Mexican history, and I recommend you do a pilgrimage here as part of your Riverside Bang Bang with Guadalajara across the street.
Definitely. I loved how all the ingredients were really fresh, and especially the shell. It had this fresh crunch to it. You could tell that it was fried on spot before they assembled it.
That was the Glenn Bell hamburger and hot dog stand.
Oh, it was?
And a pulla.
Right across the street in this direction. Okay, let me just give you a little bit of sense of direction on this side of the street. This is the Birrieria Guadalajara where we just ate. Yes, there's a crowd standing out there. Here is the Mitla Cafe. And over on this side, which Jeffrey just pointed out, which is now another taco restaurant, is where Glenn Bell started he actually had a hot dog cart.
He then actually got the owner to show him how to do it. And much to the surprise of the owner, he then went on to launch in very short order 100 Taco Bells in California. And the rest is history.
He wrote his autobiography.
I didn't mention.
And didn't mention, yeah. So the story even thickens because, one of the bad things is that Bell did not, in his autobiography, he didn't mention that he got the recipe and the idea from Mitla's Cafe because, just for research and for comparison, we need to have one more taco right as close here somewhere as possible.
5 minutes.
5 minutes away?
Yep.
Yeah, just the regular crunchy tacos.
Regular crunchy tacos?
3 of them, please.
And then we'll do a Doritos Loco Cheesy Gordita Crunch.
Okay.
That's it, thank you. What is it called? Gorditas Locos Crunchy Doritos Supreme?
Now I forgot. The Doritos Loco Cheesy Gordita Crunch.
But we really wanted to just come to the next Taco Bell, the closest Taco Bell, just to compare the tacos and also to try the Doritos Crunchy.
Cover Lost.
Thank you.
All right, so here's your bread and butter Taco Bell taco.
See, that's pretty.
Yeah, much more aesthetic than the one we got.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Mitla Cafe.
There's nothing wrong with that.
A lot less meat, looks like, though.
Do you have a spicy sauce instead of that mild?
I asked him for a spread of all of it.
Did he hose you?
Yeah, he just gave me all mild.
It's all mild.
Oh, man.
Should we go back and get the good salsa?
It's good, the spicy, but...
But they forgot to give us the firecracker sauce, the really hot sauce. We just got the mild, so I got a fire.
Taco Bell taco.
Yeah, all the components are there. You've got the crunchy shell, which is immediately, you can tell how it's been just machine created as compared to the hand created tortilla taco shells at Mitla's, the iceberg, and the yellow cheese. All right, cheers.
Cheers. That's pretty damn good, yeah.
It's easy to make fun of.
There's a reason they're famous.
It's easy to make fun of. Their meat has more seasoning in it. It has like that juicy, slight cumin-y flavor to it. I think hands down the shell at Mitla's wins. That's it.
Yeah.
That's a handmade shell.
Better.
For sure. The meat, it's kind of like up to your judgment. This is more spicious. Well, Taco Bell spicious.
Doesn't have his tomatoes at the top.
Oh, you're right.
Doesn't have the chopped tomatoes.
You're right. That's what it's missing.
So this is a taco shell made of Doritos with basically a case of cheese and a soft tortilla on the outside.
Cemented on the side.
This is the evolution of the crunchy taco.
I am not 100% sure that isn't an improvement.
And I think they throw a little bit of a creme fraiche in there or something, some sort of a sauce.
God help us.
I love it. Oh, that's good. That's my favorite thing on the menu, for sure. Just because it kills it with the texture. You've got the soft and the hard. You've got a little bit of the crunch with the lettuce, creaminess of the cheese, and then you get the flavorfulness of the meat.
Thank you.
You got it?
I have seen lots of advertisements for this, but I have never tried it myself. I'm gonna add some of the fire sauce on this bite. A whole packet of fire sauce on this bite. Okay.
What's the verdict?
You can almost taste the artificial flavors in here. I will give you the texture thing.
Yeah.
Because
I think it's the white sauce.
that is really like a soft warm pita, which you are carrying, and your fingers actually sink into it. But then you've got the Doritos wrapper, which sort of, I mean, it's crunchy at first, but then it sort of starts to get soggy with the meat and the cheese, but then that also has that cheesy flavor. Then you've got the yellow cheese, the taco meat, the iceberg lettuce. I mean, it, from just a strict like taste point, it is kind of good. But if you start thinking about it, it's just a no. We're making the drive back to central LA, and there's one more place to complete this Mexican legendary historic tour. This is one of the most famous places to eat mariscos, which is seafood. It's called Mariscos Jalisco, and they're just down the road here. Ready for the finale?
Oh yeah, definitely.
And Jeffrey had to take off, but he instructed us that we have to order the tacos de camarón, which are the shrimp tacos, and also the Poseidon. Gracias.
Sorry about that. Hold it.
Do we need more sauce, or should we? What do you want to start with?
Ooh, I say we start with the tacos.
Tacos, yeah? Let's do the tacos. Since we're on a taco marathon here.
It's crunchy. You almost have to eat it sideways.
Yeah, you do have to eat it sideways.
Cheers. Wow. That shrimp is so good.
Wow. That tastes like creamy shrimp on the inside.
Yeah, super creamy.
And then, is there cheese in there? Or is that like cream sauce?
I have no idea, to be honest.
It's almost like shrimp chowder on the inside. And then crunchy. Then you've got that avocado, and they're just drenched in salsa.
Otherwise, it all falls out.
Mm-hmm. Incredibly good. And it just stays so crispy. For my final bite, I'm just going to try to scoop up the remaining salsa. That's just total greasy, crunchy, gooey, seafoody avocado with salsa drenched all over it. It's, there's nothing to dislike about that. I think we got to get a little bit of everything on one bite.
Yeah, you gotta get
the first bite. Oh, and avocado. It's just sprouting with avocado. Oh, look at that chunk.
Fresh it is.
You got an avocado. In order to maximize your plastic fork bite, you really have to kind of poke things and then scoop it like a shovel to get as much as you can. I think we managed to get almost everything on this bite.
Oh, it's got some kick to it, some spice.
Wow. Oh, that is awesomely good. So cool and refreshing. I guess that's shrimp, the aguachile, that one hanger. But it almost has, I mean, because it's been cooked by the acid of the lime juice, almost has like a more stringy texture to it.
Yeah.
And then just soaked in the salsa. I like how they just loaded it up with salsa on the top so that it just kind of creeps down into the whole combination. Yeah, the octopus is great. Has a very firm, meaty texture to it. Also, what I really like about this is the creamy avocado and the onions in there. Mariscos Jalisco, that was delicious. We are just kind of drenched in sweat now, but
Yeah.
that was so good. And that is going to complete this Mexican-American historical food tour. I think that's what it's called.
Yep.
What was your favorite thing of the day?
Mine is still the dynamite sticks. Those
Yeah,
are just
yes.
unreal.
Yes,
Yeah.
I think I am with you.
Yeah.
The dynamite sticks that's the very first thing we ate.
Very first bite.
At the very first restaurant.
Yep.
That was a life changer.
was.
Like, I can still fully imagine that grease just running down my chin and my fingers, the fattiness of that meat just melting in your mouth, and then the crispy, saturated, oily shell.
It's perfect in every way.
It is. It was so much good food though. Cool. Just made it back to the house. What an extraordinary Mexican-American historical and a learning experience food tour that was. Mostly just a lot of fun. And also I mean, LA is known for having developed some of the Mexican-American LA Mexican dishes, which are totally different from what you'd find in Mexico. I'm gonna end the video now. Thank you very much. I'll have all the information in the description box below so you can check that out. Thank you for watching this video. Please remember to give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Leave a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. And if you're not already subscribed, click subscribe now and also click the little bell icon. That way you'll get notified of the next video that I publish. Goodbye. Thank you again for watching. See you on the next video.